We dressed festive today because today's, a holiday themed episode. So I don't know if you can tell, my tie has Frosty the Snowman on it.
So cute.
Nice.
It's kind of hard to see, but I promise he's there.
And I just have a onesie on.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
For holiday onesie. Yeah.
This is technically a dress. Oh no, Charlie. Here he goes. This is a dress, but you can't see the bottom. And then she just matched the shirt.
Yeah, I was like, I have
nice.
something green. This is just the Wild Fang. You guys look great. Festive looking.
Charlie's just like messing
down.
with the mic. Welcome back to Unpacking the Closet, the Queer Joy editions. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Caitlin. This season, we're exploring how queer joy shows up, not just in moments of fun, but as something sacred, political, and deeply human.
And today we are talking queer Christmas films, the ones that made us laugh, cry, scream, finally, or scream, why did they write it like that?
So many of those.
So many.
But because holiday movies are all about community, we invited our wives.
Yay!
We've got Clara, and this is Ala. I'm here to help us unpack, celebrate, roast, and gush over the extremely queer universe of holiday films.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hello. We did watch a lot of these together, so it's only appropriate that we discuss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very excited for this episode.
Yeah.
Do I sound robotic?
No. I feel like I sounded like a mom recording her kid, though. Like, say hi.
I know.
Yeah. No. Okay.
It's okay. We'll just be a bunch of gay tropes.
Yeah. That's great. Appropriate for this episode.
100%.
So we rewatched several Christmas movies or holiday movies for this episode, including Carol, Happiest Season, Under the Christmas Tree, Looking for Her, Christmas with Love, I Hate New Year's, Mary and Gay, and Christmas at the Ranch.
When it comes to like holiday films, I think it's important to talk about all of these movies, even if they aren't always of the best of quality, because we don't really have any representation otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like they've been getting better. Yes. I do feel like over the last couple of years, we've gotten more, and the storylines have become less about like, oh, coming out to my parents, besides, of course, what is it, Happiest Season that we're going to talk about, and more about like, they just are already gay, the family already accepts it, and it's just like a normal Christmas rom-com. And they're going through the same type of like tropes that like straight couples go through in like Hallmark Hallmark Christmas movies, which is kind of nice to see. But what about you guys? How do you feel about like queer Christmas movies, or like why are they important to you?
I feel like it's representation for just other queer people out there. Although I do think that the movies kind of tend to go towards more of a white cast.
So, and a lot of times like a femme on femme, there aren't a lot of representations of like mask femme or mask.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But we did see one of the movies, or a few.
Yeah, one of the ones we'll talk like about POC. For sure.
A few of them, I think, had some women of color leads, but mass majority, still white cast.
Yeah. We could always use more diversity in that queer representation for sure. But like you said, it is getting better. So it's nice to see just like more volume of them in general, because, when you compare like how many Christmas movies are out there in general, the queer Christmas movies is still a very small slither of that pie.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll take what we can get at this point.
Yeah. And it's nice to have movies because in general, I feel like the holiday movies kind of still go with that whole like happy ending. And it's kind of nice to have queer representation with that, where they're still getting like their happy ending at the end. Like it's nice. It's hopeful. Yeah. Especially
it's still cheesy, because holiday movies tend to be cheesy. So that's cute.
Yeah. We all want a cute little cheesy rom-com that represents us.
Yeah. Queer people want a happy ending too, so we don't want like only the dramatic sad endings of someone has to die, or you know,
or the family rejects you and
Right.
yeah.
I did notice in the ones we watched there wasn't as much of that like family rejection as the center
Yeah.
point, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah. Did you guys I don't know if you all noticed, but I knew 2 out of the films that we were watching actually starred the same main actress, but then we realized while watching one of the other films that she was in it as a sub character as well. So there was actually one actress in 3 of our films that we picked, which I thought was really funny. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Dia Frampton, she was in multiple of the movies. She was in yeah, she was in So Marion Gay, I Hate New Year's,
Christmas at the Ranch.
and then she was a set like a just a minor character in Christmas at the Ranch. So I
I'm
thought that was kind of
excited
fun.
to talk about these
I know. Yeah,
movies.
yeah, yeah. And she's not white, which is great.
okay.
That's
And is she
true.
queer
She
in
was a
real
POC
life?
lead. Huh?
I wonder if she's queer in real life, or
I
if she,
maybe.
Most probably.
because that's like, wow, you were in 3 queer
You
films. Like, you must be a really strong ally, or are you part of the community?
It doesn't really say if she's LGBT on here. I'm not seeing anything that necessarily says that she is or is not. So I'm not sure.
Either
don't
way,
know.
nice to, have that.
Yeah. Do we want to start with Carol first?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
So, quick summary: Carol, an older, soon to be divorced woman, meets Therese, an aspiring photographer, while Christmas shopping. One of the most iconic queer slow burns ever. We love to edge, we love a slow burn, we love intense lesbian eye contact. There's a lot of that in this movie.
That's true.
Yes.
There really is.
Yeah.
I think Carol it's one of those like classic lesbian films with a classic lesbian trope of
Yeah.
you're like going about your life not realizing you're gay, and then all of a sudden you meet this woman and boom, it hits you like a rocket or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Changes
only
your
that.
life forever.
Yeah, not only that, but also like an age gap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
I forgot how big of an age gap there is, but it's like 10 years or something,
I
maybe
think
more.
it's more.
Well, I mean, just they're at different stages in their life, so
Mm.
Carol is married at this point, but going through a divorce, and she has a child. She has like a little girl who is maybe like 8-ish, I want to say. We see her in some scenes. So that makes it a little bit more complicated because custody, and you see the ex-husband being not so happy about the situation.
It looks like there was a 16-year age gap.
Mm.
Yeah.
And in real life, I think it was 14. And the movie came out in 2015, but it took place in the 1950s,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
believe. So I imagine now, I don't remember historically when women were first able to get divorced, but I imagine it was much harder in the 50s
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
than it would have
100%.
been now.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
absolutely.
wealth wise, like, they were upper class families. So, there's something to be said about like the privilege that comes with that. And I wonder, if she was thinking like, oh, if I divorce this man, I'm, not going to be in as comfortable of a situation in terms of socioeconomic status,
Well,
and then be like ostracized from my community
I imagine it was still illegal.
to,
At
to
least
get divorced.
no, to be gay.
Oh,
At
Yeah.
least
Oh yeah.
at least for
100%.
men.
It was. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
don't know, like historically laws don't tend to reflect female on female relationships, but I know at least for men it would have been illegal to be gay, so I imagine it would have been the same for women technically, or you at least would have been like severely shunned
Well,
from
if
society.
I believe in the movie, her husband was trying to gather evidence against her to get
Right.
yeah.
custody of the kid. So if she would have been seen with Therese,
Therese, I think.
Therese, I don't know. She would have been seen with her, then 100%
Or
she would
lost
have
the
lost
kid.
custody.
Mm.
So for her, it was more like, yes, I love this woman, but I love my daughter more.
What a
Or
choice.
was it a daughter or was it a
Daughter, yeah.
Yeah, I love my
What a,
daughter more. Yeah.
what a choice to make.
Right.
But I think, to the earlier point of happy endings, like that one did have a happy ending of she came back to Therese in the end and wanted to pursue that relationship with her, and I guess was making the custody part with her daughter work, because it didn't seem like she was like, okay, I'm ditching my daughter to be with this woman. She was able to find a world where she could have, this authentic love and still be a mother for her child. Okay, Clara, the last scene confirmed for me. She comes back and like sees Therese, right? Like she goes back to her and then is able to make the custody thing work with the kid where she can still be in her child's life but then still pursue this, relationship. Because I think it did have that happy ending.
I don't think they did.
What? Okay, we need to rewatch this.
I think it was more like mutual, like we love each other, but this can't happen.
So
Right.
Therese declines Carol's invitation to live with her, and a colleague interrupts their conversation. Therese goes to the Oak Room restaurant to find Carol. The final shot shows Therese. I'm going to call her Therese because I don't know. Therese walking toward Carol, sees her, and gives her a slow, knowing smile. So I don't think they ended up.
That sounds like it's kind of almost an open-ended ending.
Yeah, because
like, kind of up to the watcher.
technically they reunited looking toward a future together, but the audience doesn't really have like a future plan or anything set in place. So they kind of like look at each other knowing that they're going to try to pursue it. I don't know if it had anything to do with the custody.
I remember there being like custody battles throughout the movie. Like there was a scene about that. Maybe I made up a happier ending in my head.
Yeah, because I think they were being followed by like a PI.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just feel like the whole thing is like, it sucks, right?
It's
'Cause, like,
depressing.
yeah. And a lot of times in the movies, it's like, even if we are going to be together, it's going to be on the low.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're never going to be like your authentic self, like outside of that.
So, what do you guys think that the film did well versus what do you think could have been improved on?
I think it's classic for the time.
Yeah.
I think as a period piece taking place in the 1950s, I think it stays, fashion wise, stays true to the era. I think it stays true to what would have been happening because you wouldn't get like a actual happy ending in the 1950s as a queer woman pursuing a life with another woman.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, not like what we have the capacity for today.
So I think it did what it was supposed to do, which was demonstrate for the time what would have been realistic.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, she still was able to divorce her husband, which was already,
sounds
a
like
win
he wanted
for
the
her.
divorce.
Yeah.
Sounds like he wasn't trying to keep her.
Were there anything else that you guys wanted to cover on this particular movie? Like any other like notes or any significant things that you wanted to talk about?
I just think it's like a bittersweet, like at least she was able to realize that she was queer. She had that opportunity, but you can't be with the person that you love.
It doesn't really give like queer joy.
It gives queer longing.
Queer longing, yeah. And it gives like historical accuracy.
So if you're looking for like a little bit more of a emotional movie for the holidays, it sounds like maybe this is the one to go to. I promise not all the films will be like this that we're reviewing.
This is probably the most depressing one.
Yeah, actually, out of all the movies, I think, it sounds like it because like the rest of them are actually pretty fun. I mean, well, maybe next we should talk about Happiest Season because I was going to say maybe not Happiest Season.
But this one has more of like big names like Kate Blanchett.
And that is always nice.
Sarah Paulson.
That's nice when we get
Love
a film.
Sarah Paulson.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Sarah Paulson? And she is part of the community, which is nice.
Yes.
That, sometimes when you have bigger Hollywood movies with a bigger budget, you get actresses or actors that don't identify as part of the community and they just give them the script. which is fine. They're actors, but it is nice to see actual queer actors get parts in queer films. It's just nice for representation, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always nice when we get a big budget film that recognizes the community.
Yes.
I think it's worth noting too that this film was made in 2015. You know, like
Yeah. Big
both
deal.
both in terms of like it's only been about 10 years since then. So the fact that this is considered like great lesbian cinema and it was in 2015, I mean that really says a lot about where we've historically been considering.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, well, wouldn't that, when did we get gay marriage equality? Wasn't it around that same 2015? So kind of, you know, indicative of the time period that we were in, which I'm sure was one of the points, right, of probably making it a movie at that time period. And then it was also a novel, right? They adapted this to screen, but it was a novel that was actually originally written in 1990. So even more of a time period where it still would have been not as accepted.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. Sarah Paulson played the gay bestie, right?
Yeah.
So, and then we did see a little bit of like the queer community. And I think there was like some representation of more diverse like gender expression because there was a character that was like a little bit more on the butch STEM side. Now that I'm like, okay, it's been a while, but it's coming back to me. I'm thinking about the underground kind of queer community that they showed, and Sarah Paulson, gay bestie, was part of that. Yeah.
But I imagine to your point, Clara, I mean, a lot of these movies, it's like femme. But to this particular film, I imagine that it would have been maybe a different story had they followed someone who was more mask presenting in that particular time period, because that would have been
harder,
pretty hard to do.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did we all rewatch Happiest season?
Yeah, we watched it a minute ago.
We watched it a minute ago, but I remember this one.
Yeah. I have a different
forget
view than
Happiest
the first time.
season.
Hold on. What did you say?
I have a different view from the first time I watched it.
What was your view the first time versus the second?
I hated it the first time.
So quick summary for Happiest season if you haven't happened to see it, even though it was like huge during the pandemic. Abby plans to propose to her girlfriend Harper in front of Harper's family members. She's invited to Christmas finally. They've been dating for a couple years. She's finally invited to Christmas. And she plans to, or no, not a couple years. They've been dating for almost a year. And she's, no, because he makes a joke about how it's like typical lesbian to move so quickly.
I've seen it move quicker than that.
I know. But yeah, so she's invited to Christmas and Harper drops the bomb on her driving to her family's house that she hasn't actually come out to her parents, even though she told Abby she did. And then they have to spend the whole time at the parents pretending like they're not together, like they're just roommates. And then hilarity ensues and some not hilarious things. But yeah, okay. So yes, you had a very different reaction when we rewatched it this time.
Yeah, just because I've lived through something similar. I think the first time I hated the fact that she was hiding who she was. And to me, it felt like she wasn't proud of who she was like dating. The second go around, I realized now that I'm happy that that not everybody has, and I knew this like way back, like you don't have to come out, you know, like everybody has a different timeline. But when you have a girlfriend, even so, sometimes it's hard to say that to your parents. So I could sympathize with her a little bit more this time around, and I wasn't so hard on, you know, I wanted Harper, which one's
Harper?
I wanted Harper to end up with.
Oh no, you wanted Abby. Wait, which one are you talking about?
Well, Aubrey Plaza character to end up with Kristen Stewart's character,
Abby. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember that being during the pandemic when it first. Wait, where'd you go?
I have notes.
She took my summary away. I remember when watching it the first time through during the pandemic, very much having a strong reaction to the whole thing. Also, really like not liking Harper's decisions to like not only not tell her parents, but to bring Abby along with her when she knew she hadn't actually come out, and then to not tell her that that was the case until Abby really didn't have an out. It's not like she could leave. They were like in the middle of nowhere in a car. And what was she going to do? Like get out and walk down the freeway? Like she didn't really have a choice to be like, no, I want to go home.
That's what I was gonna say, is it's just like, even if you let go the fact that she didn't tell her parents, which is understandable, a lot of people can't, but the toxicness of the lack of communication between the two of them, and then the fights that they got into, where they just went for each other, particularly Kristen Stewart's character.
And the fact that she even told her, you can't even say you're gay. Like, I can't say I'm gay, you can't say you're gay.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, you can't even be yourself either. I need you to hide like
everything.
Everything that you are. Yeah, that really got me. And then I think this is also an issue for this movie, is that like they gave us Aubrey Plaza and then expected us not all to root for Aubrey Plaza's character. Right. And I was like, you can't do that. You can't put Aubrey Plaza in and not expect all the gays to be like, choose Aubrey Plaza. Like, what are you doing? So, like, of course, we all fell in love with Aubrey Plaza's character, and we're like, why aren't you going to her? Like, you know?
But it served the purpose to, like, be able to sympathize with what she was going through, what Kristen Stewart, what Abby was going through, to have Aubrey Plaza's character there. And if I may, like, add to this, because I was talking to a friend the other day about it, that was also one of the awakening moments for my friend Susie, and the last awakening in a series of awakenings for her to come out.
Yeah.
So this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so shout out to one of our listeners and followers. She like downloads every single episode that comes out on Spotify. Just love Susie.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, Happiest season, she had told Clara just recently at their Friendsgiving that was like the final coming out like push for her.
I actually have a really funny story about the Happiest season. Is when it came out, I had my whole family watch it with me. I went up to visit them because at the time they were living up north, and they were like, what Christmas movie do you want to watch? I'm like, I really want to see this one. And instantly it became very uncomfortable to watch the whole thing with my dad, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law.
No.
We got through it.
You're like, it's a Christmas movie about a family, and one of the daughters is gay. It's perfect.
It's perfect. And yeah, I mean, there are some scenes where you're just like, maybe I didn't want to watch this with my mom and dad in the room.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not like you watched Baby Girl with them.
That's true. That's a different podcast.
Or Orange is the New Black.
Oh yeah.
That would also. So there's some stuff in there that would be uncomfortable, probably.
Yeah. But I love that was Susie's final gay awakening, talking about how important queer representation is and what it means to us as a community, and on an individual level, like a movie could really inspire somebody to live their truth in real life. Like that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, for as many things that our community really liked to shit on this movie about when it came out, and we really did. I mean, but when you really look at it, it does. And I think that's partly because, like Clara said, especially those of us who have had that same wound already, that have gone through the similar issue or a similar trauma, it's hard to watch. But at the same time, movies aren't always here to make you feel cozy or make you like feel protected. Sometimes they're here to be a mirror for your real life. And I think that is something that the movie did well, was go through the struggle of coming out and having to choose between somebody that you love and your family, and not knowing what that outcome was going to be, and how scary it can be, and how it really feels like you're completely changing your entire life. You know, you're really stepping out of one version of your life into another. And that's very difficult. So I think for a lot of people, I think this movie is a really good representation of like, yeah, it's hard to take that leap, but look at all the good that can come from it. You know what I mean? It is in the end a positive message.
Yes.
About everything, but it was hard to watch the first time through, and I did low-key want Kristen Stewart to get with Aubrey Plaza.
So give it a second watch if you guys don't like it the first go around.
Yeah, I would say I liked it better this time too.
I think also, just on that note of the representation piece, is, you know, we're, as far as a Christmas movie goes or a holiday film goes, I mean, it does feel very Hallmark.
Yes.
You know, and these tropes in the community, the reason that they're coming out on screen is because we see them and we've experienced them, or we know somebody who has. So I do think, I mean, it does happen. It's not something that we always want to look at or promote as something happening, but it does happen all the time, that people are in the closet for whatever reason, and it's difficult to be in relationships. Now, I stand by, they needed better communication and maybe a couples therapist
100%
to manage all of the stuff that was going on. But nonetheless, you know, I mean, it follows Hallmark.
Yeah. And you cannot downplay what an amazing cast in general it was. I mean, truly, probably one of my favorite Kristen Stewart movies. I think that she really settled into her own person before doing this movie, and that really reflects in her acting and in getting a role that she felt really comfortable with. So I think she really shined in the movie more than I've seen her in other movies prior. And then you get Aubrey Plaza, you get Mary Holland,
the sister that's quirky.
Truly, if like
my favorite,
I could watch it just for her. She's amazing. And you get Dan Levy, and he was a great.
I love Dan Levy.
Dan Levy and Mary Holland, their characters in this movie were such good and such needed. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Comedic reliefs. Like, they did such a good job with it. The script was actually written really well. Their jokes never felt out of place. They felt just when you needed it. They said the right thing. Right. You know what I mean? So truly, I mean, and of course you get, I love the actress who plays the mom, Mary Steenburgen. I can't say her name. And Victor Garber. I mean, like, you really did get a great cast. So again, it's one of those movies where it's like, we got more high budget. It's not so much a B film. Right?
I was gonna say, it feels like this actually got a budget.
Then, and it's nice. It's nice when we get that representation, because queer films don't always, right? We don't always get the funding that other films are going to get, even Hallmark movies. You know what I mean? Like, true. So in that way, it was really nice.
Yeah. And also Mary Holland, this is a fun fact. Jane, the sister that's quirky, she's one of the ones that wrote the screenplay.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Oh, see, there you go.
We love female writers.
Her and Clea Duvall. Yeah.
Clea Duvall. Oh, so 2 female screenwriters. Love that.
Why do I know Clea Duvall? Why does that sound
She's also a director.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what else she's done for sure off the top of my head, but she's
we just
queer.
Clicked on her.
I don't know if she's really queer, but look at this photo. She's queer. No, she is.
Oh, I've seen this movie.
Oh, no, I've seen her.
Oh, yeah, I've seen her. And she did play it. She was gay in that movie.
Yeah, she was gay. She was in But I'm a Cheerleader.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it is.
There we go.
The one with the short hair.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Girl Interrupted.
Oh, okay.
Girl Interrupted is another one.
I've seen her in that.
Yeah, so there you go.
Good for her.
Yeah. But yeah, when we watched it through this second time, I could enjoy it a lot more because I already knew what to expect. So I wasn't so angry. So yeah, it kind of was like you're looking at it with a different lens, and I could enjoy the comic reliefs more. Yeah. And I could, like, you know, sympathize with the storyline a little bit better. So I think, yeah, I agree. Watch it a second time through. If you've watched it once, try it again.
Give it a whole year and then watch
Give it a whole year or two.
Yeah, get
And then
married,
try to
have a
get
partner
married.
who has
Get
an
married.
accepting family, and then you'll feel healed.
Take it from both of us who got married this year. Get
Yeah.
married first and then
married
try
first.
watching it again. Really quickly, another great thing to talk about both Carol and Happiest Season that I want to mention is that these two films are some of the few, unfortunately, free queer holiday movies that you can watch with your normal subscriptions. A lot of the queer films that we talk about, you had to like rent them on Amazon, and not that they
Yeah.
were expensive, but just for the listeners to know, Carol is on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, it's already part of your subscription. Happiest Season is on Hulu and Disney Plus. So, they're already part of the subscriptions, which is nice.
Yeah, some of the rest of the movies are sponsored through Tello.
Tello, yeah, shout
Tello.
out to Tello for making queer films and shows and media and increasing that representation for communities.
Specifically sapphic films as
Yes.
well.
Yeah. Okay. Can we move on to my favorite queer Christmas movie? This has quickly become my favorite queer Christmas
I
film.
know why. It's the music.
The
Is it
Under the
the
Christmas Tree?
No, not
Oh,
that
are you?
one.
I thought
No.
you were gonna say I Hate New Year's because it's like half musical.
Okay, no, that one's really good too. No.
Oh,
But
Okay.
no, for some reason, I don't know. Did you guys get to watch Under the Christmas
Yeah,
Tree?
we've watched
Okay, good.
it.
I starred that one. I was like, this is my favorite. So I don't know how you guys felt about it. Totally fine if you don't agree. But Under the Christmas Tree on Amazon Prime, it has really become one of my favorite Christmas movies. We have Alma and Charlie. They cross paths with each other when Charlie finds the perfect Christmas tree for the Maine governor's holiday celebration right in Alma's backyard.
Of course.
Of course, it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? This movie, we get so many things, in my opinion, with this movie. We get POC representation, one of our main characters. Whoop whoop. To me, this film feels quintessential Hallmark holiday film.
Yeah.
I mean, down to find a Christmas tree scout.
Yes.
Like
it's almost too on the nose, but I love it.
But that's why I love it. I love a good cheesy, campy Hallmark Christmas movie, and it makes me so happy to finally have found one that gives me that same feeling. That's queer. It makes me so happy.
And you just don't see those. You don't get those movies a lot. I also love that Ricky Lake is a supporting role.
Yeah, Ricky Lake.
I
haven't seen her
know.
since daytime TV. Maybe
Well,
she's been doing other things.
But that's the thing. This movie kind of gives you that daytime TV. Like you turned it on and you were like 10 years old,
Right.
and it almost gives a little bit of like Disney Channel.
Yeah,
Like
Disney
it-
Channel original movies.
Yeah, except for
Yes.
like gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney Channel original movie, but make it gay.
But make it
And
gay.
Hallmark.
Well, I
It
mean,
just
similar, but yeah.
yeah. I just love it. I love what we hear in the notes. It's queer joy done right.
Yes.
This is, if you were like, no, I need the last two were a little bit more heavy in topic.
Yes.
But if you're like, I need a just lighthearted, sweet Christmas rom-com, but I need two queer women as my lead roles, this is the movie.
We also had a quote here, which is the next person you meet could be the one who changes your life.
Yeah.
From the movie. And it was like,
it's so romantic. It's so gay. It's very, I'm a hopeful romantic. So I'm like,
Me
you never
too.
know. Like, this first date could be the last first
It
date I
could
ever
be.
have. And it was.
Aww.
everyone
know.
cries.
Always perpetually crying,
We're like
thinking
the
about
anime
cute
start crying.
romantic
I know.
things.
Yeah, and one of the great things about this film is this is the first one that we've talked about so far where the family already knows. The families and friends already know. They're already out. This isn't a coming out story.
I
So-
love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot emphasize enough how sick I am, which has its place, the coming
Yeah.
out stories, of course, but I don't want that to be every queer story or where that story starts.
Right.
Right.
I would really like to see more movies where that's already said and done and we're living the life part. And this
Yeah.
movie does it well, to your point.
Yeah. So they're already out. You've got the like typical one of them has lost their parents. Which is you got to have something like that in a Hallmark movie.
Of
You just
course.
have to. Um yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, unfortunately. And you have these two very strong female characters in different ways. They're both very passionate. They both have like careers and stuff like that. And it's not about either of them really like giving anything up to be together in the end. In fact, if anything, you get Charlie, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's Charlie. Yeah. You get Charlie who gets to actually find an even better career for her. She gets to really like come into her own in the film. And yeah, it's just so sweet. The parents like they already know, they already love them. They like love Charlie immediately. The mom clocks it from like the get-go.
The
She's like,
get-go.
Mom knows
Yeah.
best.
mom does know best.
Moms always know.
They do. Yeah.
Mother's intuition.
They
I
always know when
know.
you're gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when some of my friends are like, "You think they know?" I'm like, "They know. They know."
Yeah. But yeah, it really did. It very quickly became like a new favorite for me. I just love it.
I thought it was really good. I like the
Yeah.
happy ending. I think when you're watching a holiday movie, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is you want like the quintessential, like let's tie it up with a bow and stick it under the tree kind of
Right.
ending.
Literally.
Literally the giant tree that she just found.
Yeah.
Right.
When they light up the tree, but you don't know where it's connected to.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Clara does have some notes. So we've talked a lot about what it did right. Clara did have some notes about things. Did you put it under here? You forgot to put it here. There were a few things when we rewatched it this time that she was like, wait a minute, I have questions.
Yeah.
Things they didn't do well that I think are also quintessential for a slightly low budget.
You need a
Hallmark
little
type
bit of the
film.
magic. Like, how did that get there? We don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody carry the tree?
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
No, just the connection.
Yeah, so at the end, the whole thing is like she wants the Christmas tree from the backyard, though, right? But like that's a whole big thing that their family does every year. They do this big Christmas lighting ceremony, and the tree has been in the family forever, and blah blah blah. And we're at the like final scene or one of the final scenes, and they're gonna do the Christmas lighting ceremony, and they've got this podium with this big crank like lever that they're gonna pull to turn the lights on and whatever. And they're like overhead shot of it, and the podium and the lever are not connected to anything. There's no wires going to the tree at all. And Claire's like, how does it turn on?
It's a remote control.
Any more notes? Any more things we want to say about that movie before we move on?
I mean,
it didn't have a lot of drama, which is good. I think their only big drama was that Alma thought that she was being taken advantage of to get the tree, and that got resolved pretty quickly. So
yeah, there was like
Good
one major
communication.
miscommunication, as there needs to be in a
better
Hallmark
communication
film.
for sure.
I do want to say that even when they had their first date and she almost burned down the bakery,
Oh, I forgot about her burning down the bakery.
that they left not even like no kiss, no nothing, no hug, and I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh, yeah, talk about a slow burn. We were like, that's the only thing about the film, and I don't know, maybe it makes it better in some way.
Yeah.
But they have so many chances where you think they're gonna kiss. There's so many points, and then they don't, and you're like,
Yeah, it's not like you have to kiss on the first date. I mean, I would, but
I mean,
you
I
don't
think
have
most
to.
people would, but I
Yeah.
think as far as like, and I think that kind of follows the trend of a Hallmark movie, though.
Yes.
Like
yes.
they're like you're like yearning the whole
Right.
time,
yeah.
and then they finally get together at the end, and you're like, I've been waiting for this for a whole
Right.
hour and a half.
Yeah.
Women love to edge.
It's true.
That's the moral
It's
of all
true.
these
Yeah.
stories.
It's
They
true.
love
It's
the
true.
slow burn, the yearning, the
Mhm.
longing.
Well,
Again,
the-
the intense
the
lesbian eye
courting,
contact.
if you will, the courtship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we'll
we
do Christmas at the Ranch looking for her, and then we can end with I Hate New Year's since that's New Year's. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Christmas at the Ranch. Just
A big city career lesbian returns home to help save her family's ranch and unexpectedly falls for a rugged, emotionally guarded ranch hand.
Another quintessential Hallmark
Yeah.
trope.
I think it tells you everything you need to know by
Literally.
the synopsis.
This is really one for all the horse lesbians out there. I know you're out there watching. We have a big community. And this movie just hits it checks all the boxes.
It really
Yes.
does.
And also, you see a more, I would consider, gosh, I'm going to forget the names of the characters.
Oh, hold on. It'll tell you when you look down at the cast what their names were. Kate and Haley.
Kate, the ranch hand, I
Yes.
believe, she comes off to me as like that closed off mask trope, like that I've got all these feelings, but I'm not gonna show them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm masked.
Well, maybe she's just not ready to open her heart.
Well, that's yes, essentially, but it is tropey.
Yeah.
You know, like I think the closed off mask is kind of a bit of a trope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she gives me more of like
STEM
STEM
vibes.
vibes.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. She's definitely like closed off. But Haley also, they're both a little closed off and guarded in different ways. Haley is like hasn't really dealt with the trauma of losing her parents, and so she like avoids her family home because she doesn't like to have to deal with that trauma, right?
Yeah.
So they both start the film very guarded.
Yeah, although I would say Haley in the film, they say she's a Pisces. I would say strong-headed Kate is a Taurus.
I could
can
see that. Definitely a Taurus energy for sure. I do see the Pisces.
Maybe Pisces moon.
Well, Haley's a Pisces.
Yeah, Haley's the Pisces. Because
And I could
Masonry,
see that.
asked about it.
I love Masonry. Okay, wait, we'll get there. No, Masonry cracks me up. Masonry is one of those characters that I would 100% play. If I got like breakdowns for a movie and they were like, what character do you want to audition for? I'd be like, Masonry. Give me that weird, quirky, like hippie chick.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
The aesthetic of this movie alone, it really gives like chaperone cowboy. It gives king princess chaps. Like like it really plays into that lesbian Western aesthetic.
The queer cowboy with an eye is an aesthetic. I can't even count how many bolo ties I have, but it's definitely like a style, especially for more mask presenting queer women.
I would say this movie, this is another one where if you're looking for like, again, quintessential Hallmark, two people meet, fall in love, but they don't want to, there's some sort of conflict that they have to work through. This one's a little more low budget, but not bad. Low budget in the best way. This is another one where if you're just wanting something that like wraps up again nicely with like a nice bow at the end, there's a happy ending. And again, the family already knows it's not a coming out story. It's not a surprise to anybody that either of these two girls are gay. You know what I mean? So it's another nice one where like there's none of that drama in terms of the actual like queerness of the film. The drama is just in terms of will they, won't they?
Yep. Yeah. And the fact that they met on a dating app is also,
And did anybody catch when Kate was going through the app that the receptionist girl from the hotel?
Oh my gosh, did you guys catch that?
Was also on the app? No.
Yes.
And she's like, I think they were looking for what do they call it?
A third.
But what do they call that when they're married? A guy,
a unicorn.
A unicorn. Yeah,
they were unicorn hunting.
Lucy.
I did not catch that at all, but now I need to rewatch this movie.
Yeah. So Lucy checks them both into the hotel.
Yeah,
and then Kate gets into her room and gets on the app, and Lucy pops up as like a potential match.
Yeah.
And she's like, very progressive of you, but no thank you.
Yeah, she's like, oh, that's why you guys keep asking me to come over to have dinner
Yeah, to
at the
come have
house.
dinner. Yeah.
Not just dinner. There's definitely dessert. It's
Oh.
definitely the Western aesthetic
Yeah,
that is, you know,
Yeah.
Also, this the movie gives beyond just queer tropes. Like, I think I have seen this, like, working woman doesn't have time for a relationship
Yes.
kind of trope before, and that feels very, like, classic.
Yeah,
for this kind of movie.
city person meets country person is definitely a trope, regardless of whether it's straight or queer. That is like 100%, and especially for holiday movies. They love a good city person meets small town person.
Yeah.
And we love it. It works.
We love it. Yeah, 100%. And then we did, I mean, you guys are right. This is one of the films where we didn't get quite so much. It wasn't like 100% femme. We did get more of like a soft mask or like STEM and then a femme, which is nice. It's always nice to get a little bit of a change up. I think no matter what, we could use a little bit more wider representation.
Agreed.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. I love Christmas at the Ranch. I love some of the silly like situations they get put into. I love that not all the acting is great.
Yeah.
The main characters are good, but some of the side characters, the acting's not perfect. But sometimes that's what I want. I want a good, not good holiday.
I want to feel like I'm sitting at home in the 90s and I could be cuddling with, my cat watching this movie. And it gives you that kind of like quintessential holiday vibe.
Nostalgia.
A little bit of that. Like, this is a familiar theme.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get horses. So what's better than that?
And you get masonry.
I love masonry when she leaves and she's like, will you give me permission to leave this interaction? And she's like,
we love consent.
Yeah, okay. And she's like, thank you.
So much consent.
And then at the end, when she tears up the contract and she throws it, and Masonry is like running around trying to pick up the paper, and she's like, the environment. Like, I'm sorry. And she's like,
I could see you playing that character.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it. Yeah, that character cracks me up. And one of the things about this film, I think also kind of, it sparks my inner desire. And I don't know if this is just me. I know that one of our friends, Christina, also kind of has this desire to like own a property that you turn into like some sort of business out in the like middle of nowhere, have a bunch of land. Right. And like the fact that she brought like masonry in to be like someone who teaches like yoga and like, chi and, whatever, like that's like a little bit of like a want for me one day. Like I always imagine like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to live in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of animals and turn it into a business and, yeah, so
the desire to own property as a millennial.
True.
Yeah. But also like IRL queer trope of like, let's have a big piece of land and start the queer commune.
Yes.
Well, it looks like we're starting our own Christmas at the ranch. So stay tuned, folks.
We do like a little retreat for the queers.
Yeah.
There you go.
So many things.
Or queer camp.
Clara, A camp.
Apparently,
shout out to when Autostraddle had camp.
Right.
Those were good days.
Did you go to that?
Yeah, I went to that. It was awesome. So much community and like little like workshops and stuff.
That's the one you have pictures from, right?
No, we have pictures from, which one's the camp that we
went to? Lesathlon.
Oh, okay. Those are the pictures I've seen.
It's the only camp I ever been.
We've done many community queer events together, Clara and I, back in our day, in our heyday.
Before the wives. Yeah.
Oh my
that's a whole podcast on its own.
Really
different topics.
I will say the last thing for me, the only other like note that I have about this movie in particular, and this may just be unique to me, but I'm sure there's other people out there that understand this feeling. This movie actually made me bawl. I cried this time, and I've seen it before. And I did not cry that much the first time, but situations have changed for me. So rewatching this movie was actually very hard for me this time because it dealt with a grandmother and I'm like, I'm not gonna cry, I'm fine. It dealt with a grandmother and it dealt with losing the family home. So yeah, it was very hard for me this time. I had a really hard time with it because like I just went through that with my granny. So
Yeah.
yeah, so this time around watching it, I was like, I felt a little bit more, you know, for all the characters, and it was a little bit more emotional for me, which just shows you that films can grow with you and like reflect your life at different times, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and it hits home and it, resonated. So that
Yeah.
means for other people maybe it will also resonate in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah. All right. Cool. On that note, let's talk about what was our next one?
Was it Looking for Her?
Looking for Her. I love this one.
This was good. This was
It's
really good.
good. Yeah, this is a good one.
Definitely more on like the low budget side of things.
Very, yeah.
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the little okay, so the movie is about a character named Taylor, and she hires an actress to pose as her girlfriend when returning to her family home for the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's name is Jess, which is such a common queer woman's
Yeah,
name. Everyone knows a
very.
queer, no?
Yeah.
If I had a nickel for every queer Jess I knew, I'd have a down payment on that land and
Yeah.
I think the thing with this one, it's a little bit of like she hasn't come home because she didn't feel accepted. So she
Yeah.
hasn't been home for 3 years, and I guess the parents miss her. And they've done their own growth within those 3 years, and are now much more accepting of her and want her to bring her girlfriend over.
Yeah, so this one's not necessarily a coming out story, but this one does center more on the fact that she came out and that there was hard. It was a hard time for the family, and are trying to overcome that now.
I also felt like this was kind of the same ideas that you get in The Proposal, where I don't know, have you seen The Proposal with Sandra Bullock? So yeah, so she's interviewing all these people because her and her girlfriend broke up. But then in The Proposal, Sandra's character is going home and needs to
Right.
fill that spot, and so grabs her assistant.
Right.
And it's like, you're coming with me and you're going to pretend to be my boyfriend for the weekend.
And then they fall in love.
And then they fall in love, which is kind of the same concept here. Tried and true, like it.
Yeah. I do like that there's an emphasis on the family's coming out journey, because we talk a lot about like, okay, the individual's coming out journey and how that's a roller coaster, but for the family too, it's a process and it's not always linear, but the fact that they came to this point where they're reaching out and they're like, bring your partner, like, that gives me the warm and fuzzies. My family's also hasn't always been 1,000% accepting. Like I came out in my early 20s, and then like select people in my family one at a time until they all knew, and it's a messy process. To see that reflected, I think is nice and affirming and real.
100%. I think a lot of people that come out that have been rejected by their families, it's hard to also come to like, okay, now they're coming around, but you still have kind of like that wound, like you rejected me, right? So I mean, there's only two options. Like you either like accept, like, hey, now they're accepting, and then you guys can like move forward, or you're mad about it still, right?
Absolutely.
I think her coming back home and like seeing like her parents that do love her and they did all the work. And I don't know if you saw like the mom like with like purple hair or whatever.
Yeah, her hair was kind of like a
greenish purple.
Greenish. Yeah, it was an interesting color. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but
And they're like having the little mistletoe.
Yeah, they had the mistletoe set up so the girls could kiss when they come in. That's funny.
Their first kiss.
I was doing a little bit of research online about this one mostly because of the proposal. I'm like, this feels very similar. I need to double check. But a lot of people were talking about the audacity of the cis male character applying for the role of auditioning for the role of the girlfriend.
Yes.
And I just also thought it was yes, the audacity, and then also how often that would probably happen. The irony.
Men apply for roles they're not qualified for all the time, so it's actually pretty accurate.
Exactly.
But maybe it's a lesson, like, I don't know, like going back to the resume thing of men apply for jobs they're not qualified for, but women have to, like, feel like they're 100% qualified before they even send an application. But, we just have to go for it more. Like, live your life with the audacity of a cishet white man.
Yeah, do it.
What's on that mug of like have the confidence of like
a mediocre white man.
Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, in general, this film, I really like it. It is kind of interesting to see the main character Taylor have to work through those emotions that Clara was talking about earlier. Like, she's now home and her parents are not acting the way she anticipated, and she's now not sure how to deal with that.
Right.
And whether or not she's ready to forgive them. And so watching that actress have to work through that during the film is really interesting. And then I really loved the actress who played the girl that she hires.
Mm-hmm. She did a great job.
Yeah, and what's driving me crazy, sorry, I'm trying to find her because for some reason she's not popping up in the cast on Google. Olive. Okay, here she is. I had to go to IMDb. She's not on Google when you look at the full cast breakdown, which is dumb. Barnes. I just think she was a great actress. She did a great job in the film. She was funny. For me, she was very relatable. I have been there being a struggling actress and not knowing where my next paycheck was coming from. Yeah, so I really loved her. She felt very authentic to me in her acting and her portrayal of the character and everything, which was fun.
Yeah.
Overall, I think this movie was really good.
Yeah.
Low budget, really good. Had some good themes. Easy to understand.
Didn't they set it in like the early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was wondering because I'm like, she still had like the landline.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. Because that would not, I mean, unless you're like older. Over the age of 65, you probably don't have a landline anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the movie was made in 2022. Mm-hmm. Does it say specifically what year it was supposed to be set in? It did give very like early. We're kind of capping our list off with a New Year's movie. We decided to put it in here anyway because it's still part of the holiday season and it's still a like queer sapphic romance.
Yeah.
So our last movie we're talking about is I Hate New Year's. So fun.
I loved this movie.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Should we do the synopsis first? Is that the synopsis?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want
Shall
to read
I?
it?
Go ahead.
All right.
You seem very excited.
I love this one. Okay. I Hate New Year's. Synopsis. A rising pop star returns home for New Year's Eve and realizes her true love may have been her best friend all along. Go figure. Includes original music and semi-musical structure. So this is another Tello production.
Yeah.
So this is a great one.
Yeah, this is another, this actress was on multiple of our videos, like the movies that we thought about reviewing for this episode, for this podcast episode. She's in multiple of these films, so I can only assume that this actress must be queer herself because she shows up everywhere, and I think she's great. I think she's a great actress. But yeah, this is a wonderful film. It's so much fun. I love the title.
So campy.
I Hate New Year's. Yeah, very campy. It takes place in Nashville, right?
Yeah,
we're in Nashville.
Which makes sense with the music scene as well. I love the pop star angle.
Yeah.
Also that like the fans are so accepting from the get-go. Like they don't take a beat. They're like this artist is a lesbian
or queer,
or
we don't
queer,
know.
and must be in love with her best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they start posting all this stuff on social media, automatically they have a couples hashtag.
Yes.
What's their couples hashtag?
Lassie.
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 And they're like hashtag Lassie forever. Like, we're so here for it. We want them to, you know, be together. And it's like, look at the way that, you know, she looks at her from the stage, and, you know, it's just like all these little nuances of, you know, that the queer women look for. They like want that, you know, they want that them to make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of women of color, that Cassie is a woman of color, and I thought the acting was really good.
Yeah. The acting is great.
And the singing, I'm like, did they just hire all professional musicians / actors? Like, I want the soundtrack to this.
So this main actress, Dia, the other movie that we put on our list that unfortunately we didn't get to talk about this time, but Marian Gay, she sings in that one also. And in that film, she's a Broadway star that's come home back to her small town.
Okay.
And she sings a couple original songs in that film as well. So I think that's one of her big draws as an actress. They really like to bring her in. She also has her own band in real life, IRL. So if you want to listen to her in real life, she has a band.
Okay.
What?
And I think it's kind of EDM-esque.
That makes sense based on the music in this.
Yeah.
I was going to say this feels like, and maybe I'm going out on a limb here, but I feel like if you like K-pop Demon Hunter, you're going to like this movie. Just based on the music and the way that they kind of go about it. I don't know. I don't know if that's a weird connection to make, but I thought so.
Yeah, I mean, we love both of those films, so if that's any indication. But yeah, it's so fun. Yeah. It's so fun though. You get a fortune teller, and you get all these crazy scenarios.
/ taxi driver.
Yeah, / taxi driver.
Yeah.
Chauffeur.
Yeah, no, there was a nice car. It wasn't a taxi. This was a hired driver.
Yes. And you get they run, and if I'm not mistaken, they filmed in Nashville. And so you get to run all over Nashville. They're constantly somewhere new in the film, which is really fun. So the scenes are always changing. I really like something that keeps you on your toes like that. It was a very fast-paced movie, which I think is really fun also. And then who doesn't love a good friends to lovers romance?
Of course. It plays straight into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was crazy. Like, the whole storyline of she had to leave unexpectedly because she had this big meeting in LA, and she didn't even have a chance to say goodbye to her friends or break up with Caroline. Like, you know,
that was maybe the only plot hole I saw, because I'm like, in 2025, you're probably going to at least text somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you just run away, I have other concerns about what's going on with you as an adult.
I mean, you know, there's a lot that they couldn't get into in the movie. Like,
a movie.
I think the fact that just she had to leave abruptly is the idea. And, you know, she's like, are my friends gonna hate me? Is, you know, my old band gonna hate me? And she was welcomed with open arms and got the closure with her ex that she wasn't able to have, which, you know, is important. But it was so cool also, you know, movie magic of writing a song in like 30 minutes and then performing it live, and you know,
why wouldn't you?
Into the new year. Like,
that was absolutely.
But
as we all do.
Of course.
But also, like, we have a lot of musician friends, and like sometimes they'll
sometimes
be like,
they can do that. That's true. Sometimes you're that talented.
You know, woke up at 2:00 in the morning because the muse, you know,
it just hits
told
you.
me to write this down, and like there's the bridge for my new song. So
I don't have that talent, so I don't know what that's like. But I know some people do, so maybe that's a little more realistic than most would think.
Yeah, I was just very impressed, and I love, like, I don't know, I like the evolution of the main character. Remind me the name.
Lane.
I love Lane's evolution. Like, how it was portrayed in the music of she would only write about heartbreak, and that song Flatline, which is like total banger. Like I really love that song, but how she wanted to be known for more than just these heartbreak songs. And then it's like, you know, she wrote the perfect love song because she felt like really inspired because she was actually in love. And then the chauffeur was like, it feels good to be in love, doesn't it? And she's like, yeah, I'm really inspired. And she was like writing the song in the back of the car, like racing the clock to midnight. Like
Yeah.
I was sad. Like it was
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a really great film for New Year's. If you're looking for like a queer film to watch on New Year's Eve, I think this would be a great one. It's
I completely
so much
agree.
fun. We watched it last year on New Year's, partly because we got so sick. We didn't get to do any of our other plans for New Year's. So we were just like looking for things to do, and we found this film. We were like, last year, yeah.
Okay.
When we did our calendar.
Oh yeah.
Remember, we were so sick.
Yeah.
And we had all these things ready. Anyway, that's not the point. But yeah, and it was a great film to watch as like our New Year's thing to do, you know, just like together.
Yeah.
I would watch it again. I would watch it
100%.
again. I think the music's really good. I think Tello did a good job.
Yeah.
This one.
Make more films, Tello.
Yes.
We want more of what you've got.
If you notice in the films on their laptops, sometimes they have the sticker and it says Tello.
Yeah. They put little Easter eggs in a bunch of the films. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, perfect. Well, I think that kind of wraps up. Hopefully this gave you guys some like really good ideas of what you could watch. I would love to know in the comments like what are your favorite queer holiday films? Have you watched any of these? What were your takeaways? Are there ones we didn't mention that you were like, no, why didn't you talk about this? Let us know. Put it in the comments. Maybe we'll talk about it next time.
Any gay awakening moments?
Yeah, any gay awakening moments.
Yes.
If you haven't watched them before, watch them and then come back and let us know what you think. But whether your holidays are loud, quiet, messy, or somewhere in between, your joy matters.
And representation matters, celebration matters. Queer people deserve soft, cozy, glitter-covered futures.
Yay!
Keep showing up even when it's messy. We'll see you next time in the closet.